Ladies and gentlemen, we have a jam-packed show for you today. Would you believe that angry townspeople are blasting tourists with super soakers as they walk off of cruise ships? I'm excited to bring you today's cruise news on July 24th in the year of our Lord, 2024. Let's get into it. Megan Eskuy's Caribbean cruise turned into a medical nightmare when an ear infection escalated dramatically, leading to a $5,500 medical bill that far exceeded the cost of the entire trip. Eskuy, a North Carolina resident, and her mother embarked on the Norwegian Pearl in November, visiting several tropical destinations. However, the joy of snorkeling in the Dominican Republic was short-lived as Eskuy developed a severe ear infection that quickly worsened. After initial treatment at an infirmary in St. Thomas, the infection spread, causing her ear to swell shut and her face to numb due to the infection reaching her lymph nodes. The ship's infirmary provided intensive treatment including IV steroids, antibiotics, and anti-nausea medication. Despite the effective treatment, Eskuy was left with a staggering medical bill. The situation became dire when Eskuy's health insurance refused to cover the expenses, leaving her family to juggle finances to pay off the debt. Fortunately, the travel insurance they had purchased for the cruise covered the entire medical bill, a relief that spared them from a financial catastrophe. Eskuy's experience highlights the critical importance of travel insurance, especially for cruise travelers. Experts emphasize that cruise ships, often out of network for regular medical insurance, can result in exorbitant medical costs for common ailments. Travelers are advised to consider comprehensive travel insurance to cover potential medical emergencies, ensuring peace of mind on their journeys. This story really hits home for me. I had a much less serious problem on my last cruise. I broke a toe on a rogue piece of coral in the ocean. It was very painful, and it turned black and blue, so I went to the ship infirmary. They took a look at it and told me they'd tape it up. As I was heading to the room to get treated, on a whim I said, well, how much is this gonna cost? I'm glad I did. They said it'd be $175 just to tape up my toe. I told them no thanks and got out of there. Luckily, I have an amazing wife that brought a first aid kit that had some medical tape in it. She taped it up for me and I was good to go. So I guess 2 lessons to take away from this is bring a first aid kit on your trip and also get some travel insurance before you go. You never know what's gonna happen. So here's our next story. This is a pretty crazy one. Cruise passengers in Barcelona were shockingly doused with water pistols as protests against over-tourism reached a fever pitch, signaling potential upheaval for Mediterranean and Northern European cruise schedules. The Cruise Lines International Association has issued a stark warning to its member lines, hinting at the need to skip some of Europe's most beloved ports. Marie-Caroline Laurent, the CLIA's European director, highlighted the escalating anti-cruise sentiments that have sparked widespread demonstrations, particularly in Spain. Major protests have rocked Barcelona, the Balearic and Canary Islands, with Palma de Mallorca witnessing beach blockades and hotel protests. This unrest is not confined to Spain. Scandinavian countries, France, Venice, and Amsterdam have also experienced significant pushback, leading to restrictions on cruise ship visits. The Greek Prime Minister's recent announcement on plans to cap cruise ships calls on Santorini and Mykonos to add to mounting pressure on the industry. Considerations to adapt itineraries are on the table if passenger safety and treatment becomes concerns. Barcelona officials underscored that the city's infrastructure is nearing a breaking point due to the influx of cruise visitors. Despite CLIA's assertion that cruise passengers only constitute 4% of Barcelona's tourists, the deeper issue of overcrowded streets and a housing crisis driven by short-term tourist rentals continue to fuel local resentment, making the future of European cruising increasingly uncertain. In our next story, Royal Caribbean introduces Kid Finder to curb little splash monsters. In a bold move to ensure that vacationers enjoy their cocktails without surprising splashes or leg-crawling kids, Royal Caribbean is testing new ways to track and manage the little ones on their ships. With its wide array of kid-friendly attractions from rock climbing walls and water slides to mini golf and surf simulators, the cruise line has always been a haven for families. However, the joys of bumper cars and laser tags sometimes lead to unsupervised and unruly kid antics. I have seen that. Most kids on Royal Caribbean ships behave themselves, thanks to vigilant parents. But there's always that one kid who thinks midnight is prime time for a game of tag at the bar. With a 1 a.m. curfew for under 18s, Royal Caribbean is already trying to keep the peace. Now, they're considering stricter rules, especially in adult-oriented areas, to maintain their kid-friendly reputation while keeping parents sane. At a recent Q&A on Utopia of the Seas, CEO Michael Bailey acknowledged the issue. Icon is fantastic, but at the swim-up bar there's kids splashing into your drinks, an agent quipped. Bailey agreed, adding that more complaints about misbehaving kids have been rolling in. His team is exploring options like earlier curfews in bars and lounges to ensure that adults can sip their margaritas in peace. Everyone loves their own kids, but they're not so fond of everybody else's, Bailey mused. He added, "We do need to make sure we respect the adults. After all, nobody wants a daiquiri with a side of cannonball." In a twist worthy of a spy thriller, Royal Caribbean is testing Kid Finder bracelets on the Icon of the Seas. According to a Facebook post by Shannon Sinclair, these waterproof bracelets allow parents to track their kid via the Royal Caribbean app. It's like GPS for your child, ensuring they can find them wherever they're climbing on a rock wall or making a splash in the pool. Kids under 12 are the initial guinea pigs for this high-tech solution. With this technology, parents can choose who can track their kids, so big siblings and even grandparents can join the digital hunt. And for those tech-savvy families, Royal Caribbean offers free text messaging within its app, no Wi-Fi package needed. Imagine a ship-wide game of hide-and-seek where the kids don't stand a chance. You'll always know if they're near the buffet, sneaking extra cookies. So while Royal Caribbean works out the kinks, you can rest easy knowing your little ones won't be turning your nightcap into a waterlogged adventure. Cheers to that. Jamaica Man. Jamaica is set to become a major supply hub for the cruise industry, boosting local business and economic growth. The Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett, announced that major cruise lines including Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, and Norwegian are eager to source more products from Jamaica. Bartlett highlighted that this shift could revolutionize Jamaica's tourism sector and create unprecedented opportunities for local businesses. The cruise line's commitment hinges on the quality, consistency, and reliability of Jamaican goods. This presents a remarkable chance for agriculture producers, manufacturers, craftsmen, and small to medium enterprises to access a new market and reshape the economic landscape. This is more than just an economic opportunity, Bartlett said. It's a chance for Jamaica to showcase our world-class products on a global stage. The initiative aligns with the ministry's vision of a caring economy, fostering job creation, and empowering local businesses across various sectors. I absolutely love this story. Jamaica seems like a great place for cruise lines to get their supplies. I know some people are weary of Jamaica because of its reputation for crime, but hopefully this economic boom will help the poverty and crime. I personally have never been there, but I'm happy to say my wife and I will be cruising there for the first time this January. We live in Minnesota, so it will be a much-needed relief from the snow and cold. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the cruise news on July 24th in the year of our Lord 2024. Always remember, no matter what destination you choose, no matter what cruise line you choose, adventure awaits.